My child, before you hear this message, pause for a moment and breathe. Let your spirit settle, because what I am about to reveal to you is not ordinary. It is not a coincidence that you are hearing this today. It is not luck, not chance, not random timing. This is divine alignment. I, the Lord your God, have chosen this exact moment to speak directly into your heart, because something has been moving in the unseen realm, something that was meant to remain hidden. You felt it without understanding it. You sensed it without seeing it. You were not imagining it. You were not overthinking it. The heaviness around you, the weight in the atmosphere, the sudden moments of silence that felt louder than noise, these were not emotional shifts. These were spiritual alerts that I placed in your spirit, because danger has come near your home. I am revealing this to you not to frighten you, but to prepare and awaken you. There has been a shadow circling around your daughter, a darkness that tries to get close with quiet footsteps and hidden intentions. But hear me clearly, I saw it before you did. I saw the threat long before it came near. I saw the plan forming long before the whispers began. I saw the heart behind it long before the mask was placed over their face. Someone has been watching your daughter, not with love, not with care, but with envy, bitterness, and a darkness that does not come from me. They have been pretending to be harmless, pretending to be supportive, pretending to be friendly. But their heart carries a sickness, jealousy that has turned into something more dangerous. Their spirit has been touched by something unclean, something that feeds on fear and confusion, something that wants to destroy innocence, purity, and light. You noticed the tension but brushed it aside. You saw the strange look but ignored it. You heard a sentence that didn't sit right, but you excused it. You felt discomfort in your chest when they were near your daughter, but you convinced yourself you were overreacting. Yet your spirit knew. Your intuition was not fear, it was me. I was stirring you, I was warning you, I was pulling at your heart because the enemy has been plotting, and he found a person weak enough to be used as a doorway. There is a woman, a familiar presence, someone who has stepped in and out of your space quietly, someone who blends into your environment without drawing much attention. She hides her true heart behind a softness that is not real. She watches your daughter with eyes that appear warm but burn with jealousy. Her smile is hollow. Her words are sweet, but they carry bitterness beneath them. I have seen her thoughts. I have heard her muttered complaints. I have felt the intention behind her actions. She has been speaking words in secret, words of resentment, words of envy, words that empower darkness. She has been planting seeds of harm, not with weapons, not with physical violence, but with spiritual poison, with intentions that open doors to destructive forces. But hear me again, my child, I will not allow her plans to succeed. I will not let darkness swallow your daughter's light. I will not let envy turn into tragedy. I will not let a single hair on her head be touched by evil. Before the threat can move, I will expose it. Before the trap can be set, I will break it. Before the enemy can take a step, I will destroy the path beneath his feet. I am already moving. Even now, as you listen to these words, I am shifting things in the spiritual realm. I am uncovering what has been hidden. I am shaking loose the lies that were meant to stay buried. I am weakening the voice of the one who has been plotting. I am sending confusion into the mind of the jealous one. I am dismantling every agreement they made in darkness. Your daughter has felt this before you could name it. Her spirit is sensitive, more sensitive than you realize. She has been reacting to the unseen danger. That is why she has avoided certain people without knowing why. That is why she has been quiet in moments when she is usually joyful. That is why she wakes up at night, disturbed by dreams she cannot explain. That is why she clings to you more tightly lately. Children see what adults overlook. Their spirits recognize what their minds cannot understand. She is feeling the shift around her, but she does not know how to put it into words. I am speaking to you now because you are the guardian I have placed over her life. You are the one who carries authority in the Spirit. You are the one who can stand in prayer and block the attack before it manifests. You are the one who can declare my name over her and push back the shadow. Do not doubt your discernment. Do not ignore your intuition. Do not dismiss the signs I have been showing you. This is not your imagination. This is intervention. This is protection. This is me pulling you into position because the enemy has already stepped too close. I need you to stay alert. I need you to pay attention to the shifting behaviors around you. I need you to watch the ones who suddenly show too much interest in your daughter. I need you to watch the ones who ask questions that feel unnecessary. I need you to watch the ones who appear kind, but whose presence unsettles your spirit. These are not coincidences. These are clues. I am not revealing everything at once because you must learn to hear me step by step. Your sensitivity will sharpen in this season. Your discernment will become stronger. You will begin to see through people's intentions. You will begin to feel their true spirit the moment they step into your space. This is a gift I am awakening in you, because you need spiritual eyes to guard someone with destiny as bright as your daughter's. This is only the beginning of what I will reveal. But before we go deeper, prepare your heart. I am with you. Your daughter is covered. And no matter who plots, no matter who envies, no matter who schemes, I am already standing between her and every shadow. My child, now that your heart is open and your spirit is awake, listen closely, because what I am about to reveal will bring clarity to everything you have been sensing. The danger that came near your home did not originate from a single moment. It has been building quietly, forming like a shadow that grows longer as the light shifts. The woman whose jealousy has taken root did not wake up with darkness in her heart overnight. Envy has been feeding on her for a long time, growing inside her like a slow poison, twisting her thoughts, shaping her emotions, making her believe lies she should have rejected. She watches your daughter, not because of something your child did, but because of the light she carries. That light disturbs the shadows in her own spirit. It exposes the emptiness within her. It irritates the bitterness she has refused to release. She sees your daughter's joy, purity, potential, and calling. And the enemy whispers to her that these things should be hers. Instead of resisting those whispers, she welcomed them. She opened her heart to the lie that your daughter is standing in her way, and from that lie her actions have been forming. She has been pretending to be near for harmless reasons, but her spirit has been lingering for the wrong ones. You have noticed the way she watches your daughter, the way her eyes linger too long, the way her presence shifts the atmosphere around you. You brushed it off before because she hides behind softness, behind politeness, behind the appearance of care. But masks do not hide anything from me. I see every intention before it becomes action. I see every thought before it takes shape. I see every whisper before it becomes a plan. And I saw what she was beginning to entertain in her heart long before you sensed the uneasiness around her. Your spirit reacted because her spirit was shifting. That discomfort you felt, that strange heaviness, that sudden caution that came without explanation, those were the alarms I placed inside you. You kept asking yourself, why do I feel this way when nothing looks wrong? But the spirit realm is not governed by sight. It is governed by sensitivity. You were picking up what your eyes could not see. That was me protecting you. The enemy chose her because she is emotionally unstable, easily influenced, and spiritually unguarded. She has been carrying bitterness for years, bitterness toward her own failures, her own disappointments, her own wounds. Instead of healing, she chose resentment. Instead of forgiveness, she chose anger. Instead of release, she chose envy. And envy is one of the enemy's sharpest tools. It blinds a person to truth. It convinces them that harm is justified. It whispers that stealing someone else's joy will fix their own emptiness. It leads them into darkness without them realizing how far they have gone. But hear this, she is not acting alone. The enemy has taken advantage of her brokenness. Her jealousy became a doorway. Her bitterness became an invitation. Darkness slipped into her spirit little by little until her thoughts were no longer her own. She began imagining harm without calling it harm. She began wishing failure without realizing she was speaking curses. She began watching your daughter with a distorted perspective, telling herself that she was only concerned or protective, when in truth, envy had twisted her motives. She has whispered words behind your back, words meant to tarnish, words meant to confuse, words meant to create distance between you and others. The enemy used her voice to release negativity into the atmosphere around your daughter. But every sentence she spoke, I heard it. Every lie she formed, I recorded it. Every intention she hid, I saw it clearly, and because of that, her plan is already falling apart. She thinks she is the one in control, but she is being controlled. She thinks she is the one watching, but she is being watched. She thinks she is attacking, but her attacks are collapsing before they reach your home. You must understand something deeply, my child. The spiritual world responds to spoken words. Words open doors. Words create paths. Words build or destroy. She has spoken harm in the shadows, believing her whispers carried no weight. But while she was speaking harm, you were speaking life. While she was releasing jealousy, you were releasing love. While she was entertaining darkness, you were calling on my name, and my name always rises above every curse. That is why her words have not reached your daughter. That is why the darkness around her cannot cross into your home. Your prayers have been a shield, your faith has been a wall, your obedience has been a barrier that the enemy could not break. But now, I need you to understand that the enemy will not stop easily. He is desperate, frustrated, and angry because he cannot penetrate the covering over your daughter. He is pushing through the only vessel he could influence, trying to create opportunities to get close. That is why people have started behaving strangely around you. That is why certain individuals who never showed interest before suddenly want to know where your daughter is, who she talks to, where she goes, what she does. These are not coincidences, these are attempts to gather information, attempts to create access, attempts to find a weak moment where they can move unnoticed. But I will not allow it. Not one attempt will succeed. Not one plan will unfold. Not one trap will catch your daughter. I have already placed angels at every corner of her path. I have already stationed protection around her spirit. I have already positioned my presence like a shield that surrounds her day and night. She is not alone. She is not unguarded. She is not vulnerable. She is covered by a protection that human hands cannot break. Yet, my child, you have a role in this. You cannot be silent. You cannot be passive. You cannot ignore the voice in your spirit when it warns you. I need you to use your authority. I need you to use your voice. I need you to speak my word aloud in your home. Darkness trembles when you speak truth. Shadows flee when you declare life. The enemy loses ground every time you lift your voice in faith. This is why I am awakening your discernment. I am training you to see through deception. I am teaching you to recognize spiritual danger before it manifests physically. I am sharpening your inner hearing so that you will know when something is wrong, even if everything looks right on the surface. This is not fear. This is spiritual maturity. This is divine intelligence. This is heavenly insight. You are not fighting a person. You are fighting a spirit working through a person. And while the woman's jealousy may be the surface of the threat, the true danger lies in the darkness that has attached itself to her. But do not be afraid. Darkness is powerless in my presence, and my presence surrounds your daughter like an unbreakable fortress. There is more for you to hear, more I must reveal, more you must understand before the unveiling comes. But you must remain calm, steady, grounded in faith. The truth is approaching, the exposure is coming, and when it arrives, you will not be shaken, you will be ready. Unreveal her. Her own mouth will betray her. She will say something by accident, one sentence, one word, one comment, and your spirit will instantly recognize it. You will know it is her. You will know she is the one tied to the darkness. You will know she is the one whose jealousy opened the door. Do not fear that moment. That revelation will be your confirmation that I have been speaking truth to you from the beginning. You will not confront her with anger. You will simply step back, guard your home, protect your daughter, and allow my justice to complete its work. Your role is spiritual, not physical. Your power is in prayer, not argument. Your authority is in discernment, not confrontation. Because while the enemy is forming weapons, I am forming protection. While the enemy plots, I prepare escape. While the enemy whispers, I speak louder. And while darkness tries to approach, my angels stand like a wall of flame around your daughter. There is still more for you to hear, more for me to reveal, and more for your spirit to understand. The journey is not over, but the victory is already written. Listen closely, because this final part carries the weight of what heaven has been trying to tell you from the very beginning. Everything you've heard so far has been leading up to this moment, this revelation, this breakthrough, this shift that is coming for your son. And God says, you must not miss what I am about to say now. Your son has been standing at the edge of two paths, and you have felt it. One path has been pulling him into confusion, distractions, wrong connections, and emotional heaviness. The other path, the one heaven has prepared, has been calling him, but something kept blocking him from taking that step. God says, I am removing the blockage. This is the moment the spiritual fog around your son begins to clear. Things that he once couldn't understand, he will suddenly see with clarity. Decisions he postponed for months, he will now feel the strength to finally make. The hesitation that lived in his spirit is being broken right now. The cycle that kept repeating ends today. Because God says, I have sent my angels to surround him. I am assigning a new light to his path. I am pushing away the voices that want to mislead him. This is why recently you may have noticed his behavior change. Sometimes he becomes quiet, sometimes distant, sometimes overwhelmed. You saw moments where he seemed lost, tired, or weighed down by things he didn't want to talk about. You thought it was just stress, just pressure, just life. But God reveals it was spiritual. A cloud had been hovering over him, fed by the wrong people, wrong influences, and wrong energies. But God says, I am blowing that cloud away. Your son is about to rise in a way you haven't seen in a long time. His spirit is being strengthened. His mind is being reset. His heart is being restored. And God says the transformation will be noticeable, not over months, but within days. He will speak differently. He will think differently. He will choose differently. But listen, because this is important, some people will not like his transformation. There are individuals who benefited from his confusion. People who used his kindness. People who wanted him close as long as he was weak. People who felt powerful when he doubted himself. Heaven says they will try to pull him back when they see him rising. This is why God is warning you to be spiritually alert. Your role right now is not to panic, it is not to fear, it is not to carry the burden alone. Your role is to stand as the spiritual covering God has always positioned you to be. Because God says, your prayers are the shield around him. Your voice is the gate that darkness cannot cross. Your faith is the wall that the enemy cannot climb. You have been praying, crying, and interceding for your son more than people know. You have been fighting battles on your knees that others are not even aware of. And heaven has heard every word. Your prayers have been seeds, and now you are stepping into the harvest season of those prayers. God says, the accusations will fall apart, the confusion will end, the danger will turn back empty-handed. The attack that was meant for him will return to the one who sent it. And here is the final revelation. Heaven wants you to understand. Your son's story is about to change direction. He will rise from fear to courage. He will rise from delay to destiny. He will rise from confusion to clarity. He will rise from weakness to maturity. He will rise from wandering to walking in purpose. God is not only protecting him, God is preparing him. There is a calling on his life, a mission, a purpose, something only he can do, something tied to your family's blessing, and the enemy knew it. That is why he tried to destroy him early, confuse him early, distract him early, but he failed. Because God says, I placed my hand on your son before he was even born, and no plan of darkness will take him from my grasp. Your son will not fall. Your son will not be lost. Your son will not be taken away. Your son will not be abandoned. Your son will not walk into the trap set for him. Heaven has stepped in. The battle is already won. The shift has already begun. The protection has already been released. And God says, now prepare, because the testimony is coming.